Oh, good morning. Yeah, we've got the Blue Letter Bible, that Bible in the year. This is day 21, and we've got Genesis 27 through 29. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and he said unto him, My son. He said unto him, Here I am. And he said, Behold, I am now old, and I know not the day of my death now. Therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, and thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take thee some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and my soul may be bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard. Rebekah heard. Oh, I missed a page here. Okay. And Rebekah heard Isaac, and spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for the venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spoke unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I have heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison to make savory meal, meat that I may eat. Bless thee before Jehovah, before my death. So Rebekah hears her chance to fulfill that prophecy she was told, that her son, the first would be greater than the second would be greater than the first. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, to which that I command thee. Now, go out to the flock and fetch me hence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and he may eat, and he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am smooth man. My father, peradventure, he will feel me, and shall seem to him as a deceiver, and shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me thy curse, and said to his mother unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And he went, and he fetched, and he brought them to his mother. And his mother made the savory meat, such as his father had loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son. So he took the clothes of Esau, which were in her house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats on his hands and upon his smooth of his neck. And he gave her the savory meat of the bread, which she had prepared, and unto the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father, and he said, My father. He said, I am here. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau the firstborn. I have done according to thou badest to me. Arise, and thee sit, and eat my venison, which my soul bless, and thy soul bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it thou that hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Jehovah thy God had brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, pray thee, that I may feel my son, whether thou be very my son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and felt him. And he said, The voice is of Jacob's voice, but the hands are of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, and his brother Esau's hands he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat my son's venison, that my soul bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought the wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss my son. And he came near, and he kissed him. And he smelled him of his raiment, and he blessed him. And he said, See, the smell of my son is the smell of the field, which the Jehovah hath blessed. And therefore, God, give of thee the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Hey, Brandon, how are you, man? So, give thee of the dew of heaven. The dew of heaven. Let's go here. Let's see what that means. Going to Deuteronomy 32. My doctrine shall, this is the Song of Moses. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb and the showers upon the grass. All right, his doctrine will drop as rain. Therefore, I will give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the land and the plenty of corn and wine. Corn and wine, what is corn? Understanding. Understanding of the knowledge of God. Okay. You go to Psalm 78. Maybe Deuteronomy 32. No, I don't. There's a couple different places where it says that. And let people serve thee, a nation bow down to thee, and lord over thy brethren. Let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be everyone that blessed thee. And it came to pass, so I'm on, this is Genesis 27, we're at verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing, Jacob was not yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, and Esau, his brother, came from his hunting. And he also made savory meat and brought it into his father. And he said unto his father, let my father arise and eat his son's venison, thy soul might bless thee. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, the firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that has taken the venison and brought it to me? I have eaten it all before thou came, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, thy brother came and with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is it not rightly named? And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. No, Esau sold it. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, thou hast not served a blessing for me? Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and his brethren, and I have given him servants, and with him corn and wine. And the wine is spirit. So it's just wild, you know. If when you speak, when you understand the idioms that are throughout the Bible, the corn, the wine is spirit. Corn is that understanding of the knowledge of God. And I sustained him that I shall do unto thee, my son. And Esau said unto his father, thou hast but one blessing, and thou hast but one blessing? Bless me also, that my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, thy dwelling, thy shall be the fatness. Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And thy sword shall thou live. And thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father had blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, days of mourning for my father are at hand, and I will slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And he sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort him, purposing to kill thee. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise and flee to Laban, my brother, Haran. And tarry with him a few days until the brother's fury is turned away, until thy brother's anger is turned away from thee, and he forget that thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from hence. And he should be deprived of you also, deprived also of you both in one day. And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. And if Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do to me? 28, chapter 28. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Okay, so, and we know, it's coming up, that Esau goes and he takes wives of the women of Canaan. Rebellion. Arise, go to Padanaram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from hence, of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother, and Jehovah Almighty bless thee, and make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, thou may beest a multitude of people, and give thee a blessing of Abraham to thee, and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee, and to thy seed with thee, thou may inherit the land whereupon art thou a stranger, and which God gave unto Abraham. Okay, so here is where he explains the Abrahamic covenant. And Isaac said away to Jacob, and sent him to Padanaram, and to Laban, the son of Bethuel of Syria, the brother of Rebekah, the Jacob, and Esau's mother. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to the Padanaram, and take him a wife from hence, and that he blessed him and gave him charge, saying, thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. And Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Padanaram. Esau, seeing the daughters of Canaan, pleased not Isaac his father. And he went unto Ishmael, and he went into the wives which he had, Mahannah, the daughter of Ishmael, and Abraham's son, sister of Naboth, to be his wife. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Hanram, and lighted upon a certain place, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took up the stones of that place, and he put them for his pillows, and he lay down on that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, and he sat up a ladder on earth, and to the top, and it reached to heaven, and behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. And behold, Jehovah stood above it, and said, I am Jehovah, the God of Abraham the father, and the God of Isaac, in the land and where thou liest to thee, and I give it to thee and to thy seed, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as a dust on the earth, and thou shalt spread about to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee thy seed shall be, all the families of the earth be blessed. All the families of the earth be blessed by this covenant. Okay, God is himself explaining to him in his dream. Where was this covenant reestablished? That's a question. Where would you find it in the Bible? That'd be Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. He explains it. Okay, where it's Deuteronomy 18. Moses writes about the coming Messiah. Huge. Should be the most known verses in the Bible. All thou desirest from the Lord thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly. I will raise thee up a prophet among thee who's going to come and teach this. And you have to hear him. It'll be required. He says required. None of the church knows it or accepts it. Luke 16. Luke 16. What does Yeshua say in that parable? He says, let me go to it. Let me read it. And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded through the one that rose from the dead. What did he tell the Pharisees right in the temple? You think your son's Abraham? Why don't you do what Abraham did? If you don't believe Abraham, or you don't believe Moses because Moses wrote about me. So there you go. All right, Genesis. Where was I? Oh, okay. He's giving him the. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, okay, and the families shall be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and I will keep thee in all the places whither thou go, and I will bring thee again into this land. And I will leave thee, and I will have done, which I have spoken of thee. And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, surely Jehovah is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven. And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he put for his pillows and set it up as a pillow and poured oil upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel. The name of that place, the city, is called Luz at the first. And Jacob vowed the vow, saying, if God will be with me, and I will keep me if God will be with me and will keep me in the way that I go, in the way that I will go, and give me bread to eat and a raiment to put on. Bread, the word, the bread of life, okay, and the raiment. That is the righteousness, okay, that's that clothing. The white linen, raiment, okay, the parable of the king's wedding. The guy shows up and he's not wearing wedding garments. Big deal. Okay, and this pillar of stone, which I set a pillar to be God's house, and for all thou shalt give me, I will surely give a tenth unto thee. Chapter 29. And Jacob went on his journey. This is chapter 29, verse 1. Turn to it. Read it with me. And then, and he took, and he looked, and he well in the field. And lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks. And a great stone was upon the well's mouth. Hither were all the flocks gathered. So they rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the sheep, and put a new stone again upon the well's mouth in its place. And Jacob said unto them, my brethren, whence he be? And they said, oh, Haran, we are, of Haran are we. And he said unto them, know ye Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, we know him. And he said unto them, is he well? And they said, he is well. And behold, Rachel his daughter cometh with the sheep. And he said, lo, is it yet high day? Neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together? Water ye and the sheep, and go thee and feed them. And they said, we cannot until all the flocks be gathered together, until they roll the stone from the well's mouth, and we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass that when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban's mother, the brother, and Jacob went near, he rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban's mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And when Jacob told Rachel that he was his father's brother, And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that when Rebekah's son, she ran and told her father. Is there something to, okay, how all the sheep have to be gathered? Then he rolls them out and he gives them that water, that living water, okay? John 4, the living water, okay? There's something here. Okay. And now I don't catch it enough to teach on it, but I mean, somebody else, just check this stuff out again. Check it out, read it deeper, study it, meditate on it. Chew it like the cud. And it came to pass that when Laban heard of the tidings of Jacob and his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him into his house and told Laban all these things. And Laban said unto him, surely thou art my bone, the bone of my flesh, and abode him in the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother's, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban had 2 daughters of the name. The elder was Leah, and the name of the youngest was Rachel. And Leah the tendered eyes, but Rachel was beautiful and well favored. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I served thee 7 years for Rachel thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee, than I should give her to another man to abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. And they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, and I may go unto her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass that in the evening that he took Leah his daughter, and he brought her into him, and he went unto her. And Laban gave her his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, as a handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah, and he was with Laban. And that is thou hast done. What hast thou done to me? I did not serve with thee for Rachel, therefore then hast thou beguiled me. He tricked him. I mean, how do you get tricked like this? Might have been quite a party. And Laban said, it must not be done so in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee also for thy service which thou hast served thee, yet 7 years others, yet serve with me 7 other years. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave Rachel his daughter Bilhah as the handmaid to be her maid. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet another 7 years. And when Jehovah saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and called his name Reuben. For she has said, surely Jehovah hath looked upon my affliction now, and therefore my husband will love me. And she conceived again, and bare a son, because the Lord hath heard I was hated, and he hath given me a son also, and called his name Simeon. And he conceived again, and bare a son. And now this time my husband will be joined unto me, because I have been born him 3 sons, and called him Levi. And she conceived again, and bare a son, and said, now I will praise Jehovah. Therefore she called his name Judah, and therefore left bearing. So there's where Leah gave birth to Judah. And it's in the line of Judah that the king will be born. So there we go. That is Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a Year. We go chronologically. This was Genesis 27 through 29. So tomorrow, which I'm going to make the video, I'll go live again and read 30 through whatever it is on the Blue Letter Bible app's chronological Bible in a Year. All right, Robin and Brandon and Eve and everybody, hello. And I will see you.